Lady Gaga said she's uncomfortable being a pop star. Toni Braxton says she don't want to sing anymore. And I'm wearing designer sunglasses in the house. Find out why. Hey guys, Bobby YouTube here, professional lifestyle vlogger of restaurant, fashion, and travel. On November 26th on The View, Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett appeared to promote their new CD, Dancing Cheek to Cheek, which is doing fantastic. If you guys click the link in the description, you'll see at minute 250, this is the exact quote that Lady Gaga said. The truth is, I started out as a musician, so when I got into the pop industry, it was kind of uncomfortable for me. Everything was very regimented and electronic, and it was all about how you look and things being perfect. But you know, with Tony, it's all about authentically great talent. Now, as a Lady Gaga fan, I have to take offense to this. I mean, if you're calling Tony Bennett the authentically great, which I agree with, a big Tony Bennett fan, then are you saying that you was unauthentic? Are you saying that those outfits you were wearing, those costumes you came out in, and you know, the extravagance and you know, the bleeding on stage and the meat outfits and the standing up for people's rights and telling people you love them, you was uncomfortable with that? And now you're going to sit there and try to disconnect yourself from it now because now you want to be a jazz singer? I mean, honestly, the thing is this, as much as I love jazz, jazz will never be or never wanted to be as big as pop music. I mean, if Billie Holiday was around now, which I'm a big Billie Holiday fan, she wouldn't be in front of Bop magazine or any teenage magazine. You wouldn't see young girls buying, you know, orchids to put in their hair to look like Billie Holiday. Jazz music is a very, very classy, smoky room, a very personal type industry. And to sit here and say that there isn't, you know, big talented musicians who are jazz musicians, I wouldn't say that. But to go from Lady Gaga, a pop princess, thinking that you can cut yourself off from that and say you're uncomfortable because now you want to try jazz, really? You want to make sure, you know, and look at exactly what you said, because all this stuff that you did, you're saying you're uncomfortable with, how does that make us feel as fans? People are upset. People don't know how to take this. You're saying you're uncomfortable with being the biggest pop star hit this planet since Madonna, which I really couldn't compare you to Madonna because Madonna, it's been 25 years or 30 years and she's still around, you know. And I mean, look, I understand that if you disappeared for a while and you wanted to come back and your comeback was jazz and you said, well, you know, the pop music was good, but for then, this is something I always wanted to do, I was uncomfortable with it. But you were Lady Gaga, again, 3 seconds before you said this. So what are we supposed to think about this? Because if you're holding on to Tony Bennett's class act, I mean, Tony Bennett will not be around, you know, that long. I'm not wishing him anything. I wish he lives to be 200. I'm a big Tony Bennett fan, but he is 87 years old, and you clinging on to his type of class and style of music and his reputation is one thing. But, you know, if he decides not to make an album with you next year and you want to go to pop, the fans are going to say, well, you were uncomfortable with it. You made fun of it. You said it wasn't legitimate. It wasn't authentic. You know, where do you go from here? Why would you close the door off of such a huge success that you had? Why would you do that to your fans, Lady Gaga? You mean the outfits that you wore, the costume changes, that was all imposed on you? Was this forced on you that you were uncomfortable? The meat outfit that you wore, the blood that dripped from you on MTV, was that all forced? Was this stuff that made you do? Wasn't this your own artwork? Wasn't this your personality? The queen of pop? What about all the fashion designers that gave you the fashions to wear? You know, they were supporting you, and now you're sitting there saying that you were uncomfortable with it? So that means none of this you wanted to do? You just automatically became famous by mistake? You were thrown into the pop business? People made you do this? I mean, you're going to have to explain just a little bit more to devoted fans like I was. Because the truth is, the reason why we loved you so much and the reason why we supported you, because it was you. We thought you was authentic. You were taking a stand for people's rights. You were telling people that it was okay to be who you was. You're telling your fans that you were uncomfortable with all the success and all the things that you told them and all the music you made and all the costumes. And you made it about the look. You made it about perfection. You go back to pop music now. We don't want you to be uncomfortable. You said you're uncomfortable. You said that it's not authentic talent, that it's contrived, and that it's all about electronics, and it's all about this, it's all about that. That's not you. You're not electronic. You're not about the look, are you? Because we fell in love with you. We fell in love with your freedom. You stood up for the people who got picked on, the people who grew up abused, and the people who didn't fit in. This is why we clinged on to you. But now you're uncomfortable with it? For you to say you're uncomfortable with it and totally demolish your career with those little words that you said because you don't think anyone heard it. But my goodness, I'm here to tell everyone, Lady Gaga said she's uncomfortable with being a pop star. Well, I'm very sorry then. I do apologize if we made you uncomfortable in any way with any success that we have given you, with any attention that we have given you, as far as your pop industry, success has gone. Forgive us for putting you in that position, for making you wear an outfit with bacteria all over it, with dead meat. If we did that to you, I'll apologize to you. If you're not going to apologize to us, we'll apologize to you, because it was pretty silly to sit there and say that you were uncomfortable being a pop star. So sorry that we made you uncomfortable, that we made you one of the biggest pop stars around the world. We do apologize for doing that to you, because that's something we did not want to do. We would never want to make anyone uncomfortable being a huge success in America. Wasn't you a go-go dancer? Didn't you say that you met another woman, who said her name was Lady, and you was Gaga, or some in that matter, but you were dancing naked? Was that authentic? Well, you was not uncomfortable dancing naked? We are devastated as fans. We are devastated as dedicated little monsters. I'm 45 years old. I'm over 300 pounds. And yes, I was a little monster. I specify was. Because I just loved her enthusiastic. I love her artistic part, her cutting edge, her edginess of coming out, always wondering what she's going to wear, what she's going to do in her shows, how much she loved her fans, how she stood real, never buying a big property, still living in her mom and dad's house in New York City, and all of that was uncomfortable. She was never comfortable as a pop star. I mean, I've seen this mistake done before by Toni Braxton. She was on Wendy Williams, and Wendy Williams asked her, we heard that you didn't want to do, record music anymore. And she didn't even give a good answer. She just was like, oh, well, yeah, I just don't know, and I don't love it anymore, and da-da-da. It's like, really, Miss Braxton, you're going to go out like that? All these people who loved you and loved your music, and you haven't done anything since. I mean, even in the interview, Miss Williams said that, oh, well, your show got picked up for a couple more seasons. She's like, oh, yeah, well, I'm really not comfortable with that. I like watch reality shows. I really want to be on a reality show. It's like, okay, you're such a crybaby. You're out on tour, a big Toni Braxton fan since day one, and it upset me to hear you say, I can't imagine why your publishers or your PR people would tell you it's okay to say, I'm not going back, I just fell in love with it. Because if things dissipate, because I haven't seen you around, I haven't heard you do anything but a concert, and you want to go back into the studio, people are going to remember you didn't love it anymore. So why are you going back? I mean, the reason why people loved your music and the reason why people followed you, because you had that passion and you had that love. I'm not saying be a phony. I'm not saying being fake. And I guess, being honest is a good way. But if you're in it for the business, because that's one of the main reasons why you are in it, then you should never shut that door. What should have been said is, well, it's always been my first love of music, but right now I'm going to take a rest, maybe try some acting, and maybe try this, and maybe sooner or later I will be back. This way, if it didn't work out, I mean, at this point, it hasn't, you could go back in and make music again. But since you said you don't love it anymore, come on, really? What are you women thinking about? Why would you guys even say this? As fans of Lady Gaga and Toni Braxton, I am totally hurt. What do you guys think? Am I wrong? Is Lady Gaga doing the right thing, saying that she was uncomfortable with it? I mean, even if she was or wasn't, to be honest like that. Toni Braxton, should she be honest about it and say that she just don't love it anymore and just cut it out of her life? And as far as music goes, as far as the industry goes, even if she wants to go back, will you guys buy their CDs again? If Toni Braxton and Lady Gaga decide to go back to their roots and make CDs again, after knowing these facts that She said, Lady Gaga said she's not authentic and she's uncomfortable, and Toni Braxton said she lost the love for it, didn't even have a good explanation for it. Would you guys buy their CDs? I think it's a great question. Leave comments. Tell me what you guys think. Because, again, I don't think I would follow these people anymore who would come out and say such ridiculous things. I'm going to leave it to you guys. What do you guys think? Again, leave comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a lot of blogs periodically. I'm not going to promise any certain days, because there's a lot of times things happen and I'm going to put it out quickly, and a lot of things won't happen and it'll take a little while to put out. So if you guys want to see my next update, question, fashion, restaurant, travel, then I would definitely say to subscribe. And these are prescription sunglasses. This is the reason why I'm wearing them, because as a big man, as I am, there's not a lot of designers who make big clothes. So if I want to feel special, I can wear some designer neckties and designer sunglasses, which are prescription. Now, of course, I have clear prescriptions, but to look nice for my public, I would like to wear my Versace's. I also have Gucci's. I also have a couple other designers, which you will see if you follow me. So that's the reason why I wear sunglasses inside the house. So thank you very much, and subscribe.